1, 2, 3.
I forget what this recipe is called. It's like protein cast iron skillet something. On today's episode of Free Unsolicited Cooking Knowledge, we'll be making a cast iron protein cookie. All right.
Very excited.
Okay, go see Daddy. Welcome back, my little spoons. If you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because I'm what? The missing ingredient to your kitchen. As you saw today, we are making a cast iron protein cookie, and this is going to be the last recipe of our little mini January protein series. And I'm actually excited to make this. I have never made this recipe before. This comes from a creator that Cody has shared with me on Instagram. His name is Michael Corey. He has an entire cookbook of healthy eating and protein-based meals that look delicious. And as I was perusing his page, I came across this little cast iron protein cookie, and yeah, it intrigued me. So to wrap up our little healthy series here in January, I decided I'm going to try this recipe so that you don't have to, and I will give my honest opinion. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get into it. Like every other recipe, all ingredients and measurements are listed down below in the description box, and the first step is going to be preheating your oven to 350 degrees. And like every other time, I'm going to do that now. Now that your oven is preheated, you're gonna go ahead, grab a bowl, and the first ingredient you're going to need is 2 scoops of vanilla protein. Here we are, vanilla protein from the luxurious Bulk Barn, not sponsored yet. Can't wait, that'd be a wicked sponsor. Just like my last episode, which was protein brownies, click the link. I've discovered that each protein has different size scoops depending on what kind of protein, plant versus whey. It's like a whole thing. Anyway, I did further research, and that research has proven to me that on average, a scoop of protein is equal to 25 grams of the protein powder. So I have my little weighing station, and I'm gonna do 50 grams of this whey protein. There we go. Okay. All right, so our first ingredient, the 50 grams of vanilla whey protein. The next ingredient that he has listed is a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. I'm going to kind of stay away from all-purpose flour, and I'm going to use oat flour. Again, I think you could switch it out with almond flour. I think it's just like a binding ingredient at this point. So I will be doing a 1/4 cup of oat flour. Here we are, Bulk Barn Special. And I've packed the cup down and smoothed it out. And a 1/4 cup is going in. The next ingredient kind of took me by surprise. It is 1 tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of coconut flour. I haven't worked with coconut flour, so I'm not sure how this is gonna taste or what the texture is of it, but we're gonna try it. So let me grab that. Again, found at Bulk Barn. You can find pretty much almost everything. And the ingredients list calls for 2 tablespoons. So I'm gonna scoop that. I'm gonna do a nice flat layer. 1, 2. And the next ingredient, it calls for a tablespoon of 0-calorie sweetener. Of course, like the last episode, I have whole earth erythritol. Still don't know how to say it. Maybe that's how you say it. I don't know. But we're getting there. So that calls for 1 tablespoon. So here we go, 1 tablespoon of that. And the next ingredient calls for 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. I'm gonna do a level teaspoon. It also calls for a pinch of salt, so I'm just gonna kind of shake a little shakes in there. And the last of the dry ingredients, which is probably why it tastes so good, is 3 Oreo thins crushed. Here we are. I've already broken into the cookies. We're gonna do 3 of those. And to crush it, I'm gonna put it in a Ziploc bag and break these bad boys. Oh God. I think all the big pieces are crushed. Smells so good. In it goes. And I'm just gonna kind of whisk that together. Now that your dry ingredients are combined and kind of whisked together, I'm going to grab a separate bowl and I'm going to start mixing the wet ingredients. And the first thing on the wet ingredients is going to be 1 egg. Here we are, 1 large egg. And the reason why I do it in a separate bowl, especially if you have eggs, is because I am notorious for getting eggshells in the mix, and this just prevents it. If it does happen, I can just pick it out before moving on to the next ingredient. I want to be one of those chefs that like cracks it like this. I don't know if it's gonna happen ever. There we we go. 1 egg. I'm just gonna break the yolk up, kind of mix it. And the next ingredient going in with this is 1/2 cup of 0% plain Greek yogurt. Here we are, 0% plain Greek yogurt. Have we learned from the last time, Cody? Oh, it smells so good. I love plain Greek yogurt. All right. There we go. And I'm going to take that 1/2 cup and I'm just gonna put it directly into the bowl with the egg. All right, and I'm gonna kind of mix those together. I am not gonna lie, this does not look that appetizing. Now that your egg yolk and yogurt is mixed, we're going to add the last of the wet ingredients, and that's going to be 2 tablespoons of melted butter. So I have my little ramekin here, and I'm going to do 2 tablespoons. And I'm going to melt this in the microwave. So when I do this, because butter has water content to it, you have to be very careful. So I'm going to do it into 10-second intervals. As it's melting, I'm going to mix it because then it will melt everything else. I don't want to just put it in there for a minute because it will literally explode. It will boil the water content out of the water, make a big mess, potentially injure you. I don't know. So 10-second intervals, and I will be back with the melted butter. So hold that thought. Okay. I thought. My apron that Michelle got me. I didn't want to ever wear this apron because it's gonna get ruined. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. All my years of wardrobe, working in entertainment, against my will in wardrobe anyway, I've learned a lot. I'm just gonna cornstarch that later. Okay. I have to like recenter because that's traumatic. Anyway. I would mix this with the egg and yogurt mixture, but this is still cold. The melted butter is warm. I do not want to basically scramble the eggs. So I'm going to add that to the dry ingredients, mix it in, let it absorb that fat, and then I'm going to transfer the yogurt and eggs. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dump that in my dry bowl here. And I'm just gonna mix that in. Also, these are not in the instructions with this video. I'm just doing based on my experience in baking and cooking. You never want to mix a hot ingredient with cold eggs. You kind of want them to be at the same temperature, or if you're mixing things in with eggs, you have to temper it by slowly adding it and mixing it, because you will end up with scrambled eggs. As I've learned early on in my career, making carbonara, as Babish says. Okay, I'm going to slowly add in these wet ingredients. I don't think my skillet's big enough, Cody. Anyway, I'm gonna mix this in. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I have to be honest with my audience. This smells disgusting. I don't know what it is. You can't even smell it. Really? You know why? Because it just smells like pure protein powder, and I feel like I'm just so triggered by that smell. You know, when I was trying to work out and be that girl, I'm drinking like just shitty protein. Ugh. Bodybuilding ain't the life for me. Although I build muscle really fast, so I'd be a great candidate, but I can't. All right, we are mixed. So the next part is to put it in your little cast iron, and he has like a mini cast iron, and the only mini cast iron I have is this one. It's like an enamel cast iron, but like, that's like too much, right? Like, should I do half, bake it, and then do the other half and bake it? Or should I get my big cast iron? No, but then I think it's gonna be too thin. I think with the baking powder, it rises. So, all right, I'm just gonna do a small layer. That's what we're gonna do, okay, folks? We're learning together. It's a big part of my channel. Maybe. Okay, here we are. I'm going to kind of, okay. There she is. This is what it looks like. I don't know why I didn't think it was gonna fit. Looks like cookies and cream, delicious. Cody's dreams coming true. Anyway, I'm going to put this in the oven. It is preheated to 350 degrees and it goes in for around 15 to 18 minutes. This is what the instructions say. I don't know if it's like if you put a knife in and pull it out and it's clean, it's done. That's what I'm gonna go with, timing wise and like what it's supposed to look like. The picture, it kind of looks like this, to be honest, when it's done. Very soft. I don't think it pops out like a cookie. I'm just gonna give you forewarning. Anyway, I'm gonna put it in and we're gonna go from there. All right, so we will be right back. She done. This is what it looks like. It is a little more browned because every time I put a knife in it, it was coming out like pure goo. So there's that. But it's pretty much done. It has to cool off. All right, it has been, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, maybe less, maybe more. I've lost track of time, but it's cooled off. It's still very warm. That's what it looks like. I want to see if I can like take it out. So I got my knife. I did not spray the edges. Okay, well, should I cut it like a little pie? It's very dense. I need to let the audience know that. Oh God. Can you give me a plate? Sorry. It's like really stuck to the bottom. Whatever. That's just for not spraying it. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's steaming. It's really hot. It's like a cake. Realistically, this is what it looks like. It's kind of crumbly like a cake. All right, now that we have plated this, we'll be right back for cookie test time. All right, we'll be back for cookie test time. Okay, here we are. It's more like a cake. It's still very hot, but I'm gonna taste test this and I will tell you how it is. Cody is dying. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's gonna be a no from me. Nope. Nope. There's a lot going on. And there's a sourness from the yogurt, which I love the yogurt, but it tastes like a cookies and cream protein shake. I don't know how else to explain it, but I don't like the texture. I don't like the flavor. Ooh, it reminds me of those protein bars from Costco, the ones that you always get. The cookies and cream one. I think the sourness of the yogurt's throwing me off. Nope, it's a no for me. But here you are, Cody. Have fun.
I wonder if we overcooked it.
But if you undercooked it, you would have had raw egg. Because there's eggs in it. If not, then I would have been like, yeah, whatever. It's just moist protein powder. Well,
I'll definitely eat it.
it's still a clean plate club, so it's not bad. Okay, like let's just get that out of the way. It's not a bad thing. It's not a cookie. That's for sure. It's not a cookie, but it just tastes like a cookies and cream, I don't know, like protein shake that you would have regardless if it was in cookie form or not. Like that's the only way I can explain it. Like, you know, and it has like a bit of sourness, which is like kind of like it doesn't take on the flavor of the cookies. Like you still have that as an underlying flavor. Anyway, I know you'll eat it because like that's you'll eat anything. Thank you, my little spoons, for lasting this long in the video. I do apologize that flavor-wise, it is not a 10 out of 10 for me. Basically, to tie a bow on this, it is just your average cookies and cream, whey protein mixed with almond milk. Like, that's exactly what it tastes like, with an added layer of sourness from that yogurt. But Cody says he likes it, he just doesn't like the texture, so that's easily fixed. Just, I'm not gonna cook it as long in the oven. But besides that, if that flavor profile is something that interests you, by all means, go ahead. It is quite a simple recipe, and that was what I was attracted to when I looked at this creator's page. There's other recipes I definitely am going to try from his page. He does everything from desserts to meals to meal preps. It looks delicious, and I'm always looking for new recipes. With that said, thank you, and you know what? Protein cookies. See ya. My heart is